financing is a big thing when it comes to new builds, and something that scares a lot of people away from maybe doing a new build because it's a little more difficult, and you got draw mortgages and you got construction mortgages and you got this and you got that. So how does the process, how have you been working it in your scenario? And are you using the MLI Select from CMHC to do this because you have 6 or 8 or 10 units on property?
Absolutely, we're utilizing MLI Select. It's too good not to.
Yeah.
You know, it really does seem too good to be true, but it is real, and we're doing it. And now we've proved the concept of it. So this is a big one that I don't know if many people understand or are clear on. On when you're developing a property, the financing is based on the loan to cost. So loan to project cost, not loan to value. So that's a big difference, and we'll get into that and explain why. So there's kind of 3 components to doing this, and it really is a game of financing. It's a big financing game. So there's kind of breaking it down into three different segments of the initial purchase of the property, the construction financing of the property, and then rolls into the takeout long-term financing of the property. The construction financing is CMHC MLI Select, and that rolls into the MLI takeout. What is required to get into the CMHC on MLI Select construction financing? What the big thing that they want to see, they have a long list of requirements. They ask for a lot, but what we do need is 5% of clear equity, 5% loan to cost, 5% of the project cost. So what that equates to is, for sake of conversation, if your project costs $2 million, all in, land and construction, all in cost $2 million, CMHC wants to see 5% of that, $100,000 of free and clear equity into that deal to enroll into the construction financing program.
Okay, so could your clear equity be money that you have, like when you initially buy it? Or, okay, walk me through that process. When you initially buy this lot, you're going to put money down, you're going to have a down payment. Are you using CMHC right from the very beginning, or are you using different financing when you buy this derelict home or whatever it might be on this lot?
Yeah, different financing. So the CMHC construction loan comes about 8 months down the road. Okay. 8 months from somewhere 6 to 9 months down the line. So on the front end, when you're purchasing this property, you really have 3 different ways of purchasing it. The ideal way is purchasing it outright in cash. You can buy it cash, you can buy it with a conventional mortgage, some cautions there for sure, or maybe a lower loan to value going into that. And then, with a private lender or private financing, a private loan type situation to purchase the property. So you have the initial purchase, and then you have to get through all this, what's called the soft cost of the project. So with the construction project, you have the hard cost and you have the soft cost.
Okay.
Hard cost is everything related to the actual construction. So by the time you dig a hole in the ground and start building, the soft cost is everything that comes before that, and it is related to the design work, the engineering work, the permitting work. So that's the first 6 months of your project is all that soft cost. When I'm talking to an investor or an investor is interested in doing this, what we prepare them for is roughly in the 450,000 mark as an initial amount of capital required.
And what does that cover? So I give you, let's say I give you $500,000. Okay. What does that cover? Does that buy the lot and the house and we own that free and clear, and then now there's money left over? Like, run me through some of these numbers, Brian.
Yeah, sure. So what that covers, the 450 would cover purchase price of the lot and the soft cost.
Okay.
To get us to an approved building permit, the stage of an approved building permit, which comes roughly 6-7 months down the road.
Okay.
And eventually that's going to carry us into the CMHC construction financing component.
Okay.
So that 450, you know, there's a significant amount of capital that's required to do that, of purchasing the lot and funding the soft cost. But that 450 is only in there temporarily until about that 8-month mark when the CMHC construction loan comes into place.
Yeah.
What's very interesting, what's very intriguing about this program is what happens when that CMHC construction loan comes into place. They take over the first position, or on that first draw, they pay out all the costs to date. They pay
Okay.
out all the costs to date, short of the 5% required equity.
Okay.
So of that 450 that you might go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. You're just going to explain this, but I put in 450. This is a $2 million project. I put in 450. That's in there for 8 months. When the CMHC kicks in, it pays me up all the costs short of the 100 grand. So I'm getting 350 back in 8 months.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is where it becomes pretty magical.
Okay.
that $100,000 is your 5% of required equity, and that's what you need to be prepared to leave in the deal long term, because that 100K stays in right through construction, and it rolls into the takeout financing.
Okay.
So that's kind of the way it works. And then there's the loan to cost component. So on this same $2 million project, the loan amount is funded based on the $2 million project cost.
Okay.
The value of the property might be worth 2.2 or 2.3 or 2.4, but we're not funding based on loan to value. We're funding on loan to cost.
Okay.
On the 2 million. So it does a few things. It lowers our risk in many ways, because we're funded on loan to cost, where we have all that value added equity built into the project through developing. We have all that equity to protect us and buffer us from any dip or downturn in the market. So our true loan to value is a lot lower. And then when we get into the operations of it as a rental property, we have a lower loan amount and a lower mortgage payment. So the operations are performing better than if you were to put the loan on the 2.2 or 2.3, 2.4.
So what I hear from that is that if I were an investor investing with you, Brian, my money is safer because the loan to value is lower on the property. So the loan to cost might be 95% because, you only have the 5% in there, but the loan to value might be 90, 85, 80, somewhere in there. So I have more margin in there for error.
Yes, precisely.
Okay.